You're now watching This AFC South Show, brought to you by Curtis Podcast Network, hosted by Curtis Brown, Blake Bellamy, Isaiah Michelli, and Jeff Steckel. Hello, everybody, and welcome to This AFC South Show number 70. I'm your host, Curtis Brown, and this is Curtis's Podcast Network. With me, as always, is Blake Bellamy and Isaiah Michelli. Blake is a Titans fan, Isaiah a Jags fan, and I am a Texans fan. Our Colts fan, Jeff Steckel, could not be here this evening, but he will be here with us on the reaction next time. So let's get into some of these games. Isaiah, let's lead off with the Jags and the Raiders.
So this game's going to go one of two ways. Either we're going to win or they're going to win. You know, they have the worst pass rush in the NFL, even though they have Chandler Jones, who was an offseason addition, and Max Crosby, who's, been pretty good the past couple of years. Their run defense is pretty dang good, though. So, they're kind of like overselling to the run, but letting up a little bit of some, pressure there. So, Trevor Lawrence can have some time to sit back there. I think ETN will continue to rumble, though, and that's what we're looking for. We need ETN to just get going on the ground. He's clearly our best player. No questions there. I don't think anybody that watches football will say that anyone other than ETN is the best player on Jacksonville right now. He just continues to get more and more yards, too. He's got 92 carries, which ranks, 18th in the league, I believe, and he's 6th in rushing yards, and he's tied for first in yards per carry. He's at like 6.21 when you break down like the next gen stat, and it's like 6.25 is Pollard, I believe. No, Kenneth Walker at the number one. But it's big numbers there. That's huge. That's elite numbers right there in terms of running backs. He just actually became the number one Jaguar in history for rushing yards through the first three starts, which would be like, I think he said 372 is how many he's had. So big numbers there. We just need to feed him the ball. 24 carries. That was a pretty good number. I still would like to see him more around 20. He's not exactly a big bodied back, but he definitely can carry the load when needed. But I think if we can keep him around 20 carries, according to the numbers, stats on paper, they're not getting much pressure. So that should give Trevor Lawrence plenty of time. And we've shown in the past, against the Colts early in the year and a couple other games that whenever he has time to throw, he can pick a defense apart when needed. When we're on the 1 yard line, how about we don't run the ball inside the 10? We should, or throw the ball. How about inside the 10 yard line? We just run the ball. ETN punched one in from 1 yard last week, which he showed he could have done earlier in the game when they did a rollout right with like 5 receivers in the same corner of the end zone. So not only did you have the entire defense there, you had a throw that should have never been made. Hopefully this week we can kind of bring that together. Kind of upset about the game though, because reaction last week I didn't get to be on episode 69, so that was a bummer. But
would have been nice.
I think we have a good chance this week. The Raiders have lost to just about every team they should have beat, and they should beat us. So hopefully that's something good for us. We just need to keep Trevor clean, which it seems like we'll be able to with the way that their defensive line's been playing. Run the ball with ETN, even though they have a really good run defense. I think we've seen 20 plus carries just like last week. Defensively, Devontae Adams is probably going to get shadowed by Tyson Campbell. They kind of alluded to that. Doug Peterson even mentioned that he's going to be probably shadowing, especially since Shaq Griffin's out, even though that shouldn't make a difference anyways, because Tyson Campbell is the best player on defense right now. Literally anyone not named Shaq Griffin is playing better than Shaq Griffin. So I'm not glad that he's hurt, but I'm glad to continue someone else on the opposite side of Tyson Campbell. Hopefully Darius Williams can see some more outside snaps. He's like number 3 or number 4 in passes defended with 8 this season, if I'm not mistaken. But he's been playing in the slot a lot. I think our defense just needs to play a little bit tighter. We need to get a little more pressure. We had 3 sacks last week, which is better than like the past 3 weeks before that combined. So we definitely need to try and hit a home on Carr. Carr's a dangerous quarterback. I think people don't give Carr enough credit for how good he really is. He's been dealing with a hurt Hunter Renfrow, and Hunter Renfrow just hasn't been himself this year. It's kind of hard to when you have Devontae Adams being a diva and running into you when you're running your route downfield. hopefully we don't look like a cameraman to them, because then we'll just get pushed down by Devontae Adams and he'll just do his thing. But he hasn't really looked that good. He got locked down by a late draft rookie last week, and I think we can continue to do that trend, because Tyson Campbell's a big body dude, and I think he can hold Devontae Adams back. But again, the past couple seasons, he's been undoubtedly probably the best receiver overall. Downfield threat plus route running plus catching, but he doesn't have Aaron Rodgers to throw to him anymore. But like I mentioned before, I think Carr can be dangerous when given time. So kind of main points there. We just need to hit home on defense. We need to run the goddamn ball. We need to give Trevor Lawrence time, and we need to have our receivers actually open instead of trying to throw to Zay Jones and double coverage every play. We just need to run the ball, let the defense eat if they can, and don't make stupid mistakes and have a bunch of penalties holding us back.
So what do you feel about everybody in the Jags community just ready to throw in the towel on Trevor Lawrence now?
It's definitely not everybody. The big thing about that is
the loud majority.
It's not even a majority, honestly. It's just the loud, very minority there. Most Jags fans, if you talk to actual Jags fans, not people who just came out of hiding after 2017, we still want to give Trevor Lawrence time. The big thing is he's 23 years old. He's got plenty of time to develop. He just turned 23, a month or two ago. He's got plenty of time to develop. He consistently has shown improvement this season versus last season. It helps getting a better team, but he's also making a lot better decisions at this point. Last year, he had almost double the picks. Giving him time there and building around him, continue to do that, I think he'll be just fine. I think what you're hearing is a loud minority of people, and they'll just continue to be proven wrong as he improves.
Blake, you got anything?
Trevor Lawrence isn't good at football, man. I'm sorry. He's just not good. He, I do think, though, say they win no more games. They win 2-0, then they've lost every game since. If they keep losing, if they win 4 games max, and Trevor Lawrence isn't showing any kind of promise, I wouldn't be shocked if they take a quarterback.
Who was 2-0?
The Jags were 2-0.
No, they lost week 1 to the Commanders.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then week 2 they beat the Colts.
Oh, never mind. I thought they were leading the division by a good amount for a minute.
They were leading the division at 1-1 because the Colts and Texans were tied, and you guys were 0-2.
Oh, no bueno.
Yeah. Woo! We're doing great in this division, by the way. If you guys go back and actually watch the progression of the enthusiasm has gone start of the season, it's just yeah. Now it's ooh, wow. With the exception of Blake, he's still hyped. But
I'm not even. I think the Titans aren't a very good division winner. It's kind of sad.
I don't care who wins the division this year. None of them make it past the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Even if a miracle happens, Texans or Jags, Colts, or Titans, anybody goes on a run to finish the season, they're gonna get to the first round of the playoffs, and it's gonna be another year of the AFC South team making the playoffs. We're just gonna be an early exit and waiting for our draft picks, and yeah, it's just not looking bright. I mean, when the Colts, who were supposed to be this is a team that had the prospects of going to the playoffs, and now they've sat that quarterback. The defense has not played as expected or whatever. And this is a team that really needed them to come in and play like absolute animals. And they just have not. And it's not that they've been boat raced in any game particularly. But their offense has been terrible. And
there's just no firepower, no spark there. It's just dull. It's they're just going in there to collect a paycheck.
Yeah. At this point, if you're just going to the backup, you're just kind of going into rebuild mode mid-season.
They need to, honestly.
And then it's literally just going to be the Titans just kind of sailing off while everybody else is 2, 3, maybe 4 wins. So that's what I'm foreseeing. But the Colts here, I don't like them in this game particularly. The Patriots have been doing better. They had a couple off games, but they continue their streak against Zach Wilson last week and staved off a red-hot New York Jets squad. We've got to figure out... I mean, like, the Colts are just going to have to figure out something to do that the Patriots just can't shut down easily. And that's the problem you're going to have with a quarterback who's not experienced in NFL starts. And I just have problems thinking that they're going to be able to do that against one of the greatest coaches to ever do it. I'll open that to anybody.
You know what's fucking hilarious about this year is that the fan base proclaimed best running back in the league is the third best running back in the division, if not fourth. Yeah. And I think, honestly, I would put him at fourth with the way he's played. I know that's big, in fact, with injury in the O-line. Because, I mean, I think Pierce has edged him out, too. But Jonathan Taylor's just looked really bad this year. You know, I mean, he can't, you know, he's had some good games, but then he has a wonderful head coach who fired his offensive coordinator who wasn't even calling plays. The head coach was calling the plays, who just immediately goes away from him as soon as he does anything good. Just doesn't make sense. I don't really... 83% of the Texans total? Goodness. I'm sorry. They just showed a stat with Dameon Pierce. That's ridiculous. Anyways, they seem to run the ball. I mean, they got rid of Nyheim Hines, which, I mean, I get trying to get a pass blocking running back in Zach Moss. I believe he had 170 or like 240 pass blocking snaps, not a single QB hit, not a single sack allowed, anything like that. I mean, that's really good. Don't get me wrong, but you probably could have traded like a 4th round pick for him. Or a 5th round pick and gotten him without having to get out Nyheim Hines, and you know, you get a garbage pick that you can, you know, send somewhere else, or you can pick another Nyheim Hines who came out of the same round, I guess, but you can only hope. But it does say that they're comfortable, you know, Deion Jackson, even though Jonathan Taylor's a high ankle sprain away from missing another week. I mean, he's been kind of fragile this year. But, you know, I think they can win the game because the Patriots really haven't been that good either, honestly. But I have the Patriots winning this one. I believe I have the Patriots winning this one. Anyways, if I don't, I should. I think that whether it's Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi, they're going to throw for like 100,000 yards on them. But in all seriousness, I just don't see the Colts playing a complete game to win this one. I think it's going to be a close game, though. I don't think that whoever wins won't win by more than a touchdown. If not a field goal. But I mean, they're just not going to play a good enough game as a complete team, especially not with Ellinger at quarterback. I think that they could potentially do better than they have been, but even at week 2 with Ellinger, I think that it's still going to be a situation where he's just not comfortable and they're not going to run the right offense for him at this point. And Jonathan Taylor, if he can get going, sure, but it hasn't been the case this season.
Blake?
Yeah, I also have the Patriots in this game. Although you really don't know which quarterback. I feel like Mac Jones is one bad pass away from Zappi coming in. I feel like Zappi is one bad pass away from Mac Jones coming back in. So you never know who you're going to get. And I do think that is kind of a game plan advantage for the Patriots because the Indianapolis Colts are still going to have to game plan for both quarterbacks, assuming they play in. Because you never really know. I do like the Patriots defense a little bit better. I just don't see the Colts really doing anything. If Jonathan Taylor, is he playing? Is he definitely getting the good to go to play this week?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's playing.
Then yeah, he could eat, but we'll see. This offensive line is pretty porous. And if Patriots just go out scoring, then they're going to have to abandon the run anyway. And I don't know if I can trust Sam Ellinger to win this football game. But yeah, and also the Colts, they tend to always struggle in Foxborough. So there's just a lot going against Indianapolis this game.
Yeah.
Why is Rex Burkhead on the field? I'm sorry.
He had a nice run earlier, like on this drive. The Eagles, man, they can't stop the run though.
Yeah, I'm watching a little bit, but I think I'm actually a little bit behind you guys.
Oh man. Well, does that mean are we done? Are we done with the Colts finally?
The Colts.
I think that's what that means. So with that, let's go into the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tennessee Titans playing each other. And Sunday Night Football primetime matchup. It's huge. The Titans have an actual threat of a team that they're playing. The last time this really happened this season, as Blake mentioned beforehand, this was a trouncing by the Bills. So something's got to give here. The Titans got to show up, or all of the trash talk about them just being the best of a bad situation, like an abusive boyfriend or something. What's going to give? Your thoughts, Blake?
I feel like, well, this really depends on quarterback play, who plays, and that's huge. If Malik Willis plays, there's absolutely no chance in the world Tennessee walks away with a win. At that point, honestly, rest all your starters. That's what I would do. If Malik Willis has to start, I'm resting Derrick Henry. I would name drop any more offensive players, but they all suck. I wouldn't play the defense a whole lot. I'd take out Jeffrey Simmons and David Long, Christian Fulton. Let them sit. If Ryan Tannehill plays, I like the matchup. And I would be tempted to pick Tennessee. It really would depend. That'd be a game day, like, what's my gut feeling telling me? Kansas City's run defense isn't that great. They don't really force a whole lot of turnovers. Tannehill's been fairly good at protecting the football. He's been playing very safe, which is annoying. I think it has more to do with the play calling than anything. As long as he protects the football, keep feeding Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry obviously is Derrick Henry again. He's the October Offensive Player of the Month. So dude's just been having a monstrous year. So they just got to keep giving him the football, run play action, do some kind of like short little dump off screens to Bobby Trees or really that's about it. There's no offensive weapons. It's embarrassing. I'm surprised they didn't do anything for the trade deadline. Apparently, DJ Moore was very close to becoming a Titan, but apparently it had to do with them wanting a first-round pick, and Tennessee wasn't going to use another resource on a wide receiver that you still have to pay A.J. Brown money. It would have been a bad look.
Yeah.
And then for the defense, there's no stopping Patrick Mahomes. There's no stopping Travis Kelce. So you just have to do whatever you can to contain him. Put extra guys on him. Put a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes. The Titans defense is actually pretty solid. The last like 3 or 4 games, they've actually looked really, really good. So as long as they put a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes, I think they're going to have a chance. Jeffrey Simmons having a great year. Autry's having a great year. Weaver, Bud Dupree, man, he's looking like a Pro Bowler this season. But yeah, I do think the defense, as long as they step, they tighten up, they should be all right. Put a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes just to kind of hide the weaknesses of our defense or our defensive backs. But Elijah Molden, who has not played this season, should be playing back. He was a designated return. He's been practicing with the team, and he looks bigger. He looks like he's bulked up, which was interesting. He was already a pretty big, safety nickel corner hybrid, and having him on the field would be incredible. The Titans still have a roster space open, and we also cut Ugo Amadi, who we traded for this year. So I think he's going to come back, and I think that's going to be absolutely monstrous for this defense. So I'm ready for it. If Tannehill plays, I'd be tempted to pick them, but as of right now, I have Kansas City locked in as the win. I don't know by how much. It also depends on what quarterback plays. If Malik Willis starts, Titans probably won't even score, maybe a touchdown. And if Tannehill plays, maybe 2 touchdowns.
Doesn't matter. Vols by fee.
Vols, man, we're probably gonna win.
Oh yeah, Vols taking on Georgia this week. It's gonna be
1-2, son. Let's go.
Isaiah, do you have a response about his Titans summarization?
I think you're sleeping on Malik Willis here, right? My thing about Malik Willis is that, and the Chiefs, historically, the Chiefs do not play very well against mobile quarterbacks. And the Chiefs defense, as always, is really slow. Like, there's not any burners on the Chiefs defense from what I know, unless maybe some random third string corner that I've never heard of. There's no burners. Like if you can give, Derrick Henry, Malik Willis, a little step back, a little read option, pull it out. There's a chance. I think Tannehill will probably end up playing because he's a tough dude. He doesn't miss a lot of games. He's probably Yeah, he's probably at the point where he can come back and play. I mean, there were some injury problems in Miami, but that's because he was getting hit every play, even on like plays off. He was sitting on the bench getting hit. I swear, like
Yeah, it's like
it was
blackjack.
bad. But yeah, but you know, I think there, you know, even if Malik Willis plays, I think that Derrick Henry's good enough, and I think that the threat from Malik Willis using legs is going to kind of curve the Chiefs from being as aggressive as they maybe could be. I think a big thing there too is we still have a small sample size of Malik throwing the football, and I think it'll probably stay that way even if he does start. But you know, I think that the Titans definitely have a chance, and mainly because their defense has been playing up really well lately for like you know in times. And I think that they can continue. I mean, even last year they showed like you know they weren't exactly elite, but they were playing up to a lot of teams. They ended up leading the league, you know, in the first team in the AFC because they were just their defense was destroying people and Henry rumbled. So I mean, if you can get Henry going, and that defense can at least limit rushing and you know limit the amount of you know over the top stuff Patrick Mahomes and them can do, I think you'd be pretty good. Isn't Hooker's
Well,
back?
he's
Isn't
hurt
he?
again. He
Yeah.
hurt his shoulder this time.
Oh,
The
all
Titans
right.
injury report is so long. It's like reading War and Peace.
Yeah. Is it
And
even an
everyone's
injury report at this
hurt.
point?
No
It's
one,
just the roster.
it
Like
is the
at this
roster.
point.
I said
Um.
last time I was on the pod, I was like, it's easier to tell you
Yeah.
who's
Is
not hurt.
Byard playing?
Brian Stonehouse is fine. Vrabel isn't hurt. That's about it.
Is Byard healthy?
Yeah, he's always healthy.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Byard's good, so I think he'll be limit. I mean,
He's been. I feel bad for him because he's just like he hasn't even really been able to play in his position this year because he just happened to do cleanup duty.
there's no help. He's just running after the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for
Um.
Byard. See, Byard's playing very well. Like last year when the secondary looked good, he was playing lights out. He was all pro last year, and I think he could have been up to that potential this season, but there's no corners. And then he was dealing with just random safeties. But Andrew Adams has been like the bright spot of these practice squad pickups because the entire Titans team, offense, defense, and special teams, is practice squad players. And they got Andrew Adams off Tampa's
Yeah.
P squad, and he had that pick six against the Colts, and he's just been a killer since coming out here. So he's been like relieving Hooker when he has to take time off. So it's been nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have that. I mean, you know, Byard can help limit stuff over the top, but a big thing is they got Tony. Is Tony going to be healthy this week? Do we have any confirmation on that? I know, you know, because I mean, Kadarius Tony can be dangerous, but at the same time, I mean, I know he was in New York, but he really didn't do anything up there, honestly.
And Titans don't have any speed in the defensive back. I mean, we have Caleb Farley, but good God, just because he's fast,
Yeah.
he knows how to play football.
Yeah, Byard's pretty quick, but he's kind of alone though. I mean, you know, like you said, he's playing cleanup duty. He's not able to kind of do his own thing. But yeah, I mean, I think that the Titans definitely have a real chance, but also, I mean, this could just be a game where the Chiefs just come out and put up points. You know, it could be another Bills game. It could be you know, they just come out and score. They look good early, and then the Chiefs just come out and just dominate them from then on. But I think they do have a chance. We'll have to see though. I'm really not certain on this game. Did I pick the Titans to win? I think I did, honestly.
Yeah, I'm tempted to pick Titans only if Tannehill plays, and I just like the matchup, especially with the whole Titans run game just looking amazing right now.
I did pick the Titans to win, and I'm not going to change that. I think that the Titans can run the ball really well, and I think that they can definitely make something happen against the Chiefs.
Would you change?
Also, the Chiefs. What's up?
Would you change it if Malik was starting?
Nope.
Oh, really?
Mainly because I hate the Chiefs, but also because you know I don't know. Like I said though, I mean Henry's the threat. You know, like whether Ryan starts or Malik Willis starts, like really you're not winning that game with either of them. You're winning the game with Derrick Henry. So I mean, my big thing is if the defense can hold him and Derrick Henry can run the football, I don't think it matters who starts. But I think honestly, Malik Willis makes them kind of stay back a little bit and play a little more contained versus just going balls to the wall after the quarterback. So.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, but I think it'll be a solid matchup. And honestly, the Chiefs have had games this year, last year, the year before, where they just didn't play good against teams they maybe should have beat. And the Titans are typically one of those teams. So, I mean, I think there's a good chance we'll be able to see a good game at least. I think it's another one kind of like the Colts game where, you know, whatever team wins, they're not going to win by a lot, or potentially it could be a blowout. You just, you know, whatever Chiefs team shows up. But I think it's a good chance.
Yeah, I'm excited for this game. This is the game. Like, I feel like the Titans play the Chiefs every single year, and that's just one of the ones that circle on the calendar, just getting mentally prepared for. And you know that Bills game, like Titans got blown out on national television, and I feel like you know this is the second game they've been on primetime this year, and I don't think that they're going to get caught sleeping again. I think if Tannehill does play, I think they're going to come out there and just be ready to go, start firing. Like I wouldn't be shocked if the first play of the game is like play action to Henry and then he just chucks it deep to whoever's fastest down the field. Like I wouldn't be shocked if Tennessee does something like that just to kind of get Kansas City backed up and then let Derrick Henry just eat. But that would be what a good offensive coordinator does. And as we know, Todd Downing is probably top 3 worst, I would say. Terrible offensive coordinator. Yeah, he's the reason why Ryan Stonehouse has been getting so much playing time. And again, special teams player of the month for October. So Tennessee, man, they're taking home awards. Like they're silently like, I mean, they're 5-2, first in South, second in the AFC. Like they're looking pretty good right now. So I am happy. Like I'm always happy for the wins. I think we're playing very ugly, which gives me hope. They just clean up some stuff. Tennessee could be a very dangerous team. I just feel like their offense just needs to click. They got to do something. I feel like there's just a few changes that they need to make, and it could be at least serviceable offense because the defense is definitely going to carry them.
Yeah, I think going forward, you have to be two-dimensional. Like you need to have whatever quarterback is in needs to be playing at a high level just to be competitive, because you're going into like the back half of the schedule. You're also looking at the playoffs regardless. So you got to make the best of that. And I mean, it's not every year you get in the playoffs unless you're, winning your division every year. So you got to get in there and you got to fucking take advantage of it. And I just don't, at this moment, I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening. I see a one and done. I see another team that could probably fluke their way into like a 2, maybe even a 1 seed, and then just one and done. I'm sorry. Sorry to the Titans fans out there, but it's just the way I feel about it. But that leaves us with the ongoing Texans-Eagles game. What's the score in y'all's game right now?
27-17.
Okay, so
Dallas Goedert just got a touchdown. I'm starting him in fantasy.
29-17.
Oh, 29-17.
Oh.
Did they throw the 2-point conversion to Goedert too?
Perhaps. Yeah, I guess I don't know. It still says 27-17 on my end.
Yeah, I just saw that. I just saw it was updated on mine. I'm watching the live broadcast through Twitch.
So I was just on Amazon Prime, but now I'm
even Amazon Prime's behind. If you go on like Twitch and you just set up like a free account, you can literally look up Amazon Prime and it shows the game live just like for free. It's great. Only on Thursdays though, unfortunately.
Well, anyway, so the Texans, they're playing the Eagles right now. Hurts dove in, looks like, for 2. And now the lead is 29-17. They've played pretty well. I'm not going to lie. This is probably one of Mills' best games.
Yeah.
And
that pick was ugly, though.
Yeah, last week was terrible.
No, the interception this game was ugly.
Oh, yeah. That pick was terrible. Still, even then, the only reason we're in this game is because he's actually been accurate on every other throw, the exception of that pass. So where the hell has this been? Can we see more of it? Can he build on this? Where they got the Texans are down, or what is that? 12 points? With like 12 minutes left. So there's time to do something. The defense has done, they've stopped him a few times throughout the night, and then Mills gave them that obvious interception that really is what I think going to be the game decider. It's really the momentum swinger. And honestly, this is a lot closer than I thought it was. The season now has kind of shifted. Instead of like, let's win, it's definitely draft positioning now. And I want the Browns to also lose so that their other first round draft pick could also be top 5. And we can trade one of the 2 of them and like back up and pick up another pick next year or some shit. I like the way Casario's on some Madden stuff.
Just get 2 first rounders every year.
That's what I want. Let's just build an empire. Brandon Cooks is not playing this evening. Neither is Nico Collins. So Mills is out here with wide receiver 3 and 4 as the 1s and 2s. And that's
against the 7-0 Eagles.
Against the 7-0 Eagles, yeah. And he's doing pretty well. It's kind of weird. But there's only the future. And Davis Mills, the only way he's going to end up being the future for the Texans is if he can, one, pull out a primetime game right here. Pull out 12 points, get your team a dub on Thursday Night Football when nobody gives you a shot against a David and Goliath situation. And then have some consistent games down the stretch. And you know, maybe a good season for the Texans this year is 6 wins. Maybe that gets him the job next year, and they're like, all right, maybe if we put some more people around him, maybe throw some people in there who can actually block for him, maybe we can see what he's actually got. Now,
yeah, it's like at least make the decision tough if you're going to get a new quarterback or not.
That's what I'm saying. And if you can make that decision tough, and if you can really make people believe that you're the guy, you can use that draft capital on other stuff, and that is the best part. Anyway, so beyond that, I mean, like, I'm low-key proud that they're not getting just stomped right now. But there is still, 12 minutes in the game. There was a 21-point swing in the fourth quarter against the Raiders, so, anything's on the table. But, Dameon Pierce has had a very Dameon Pierce game, over 100 yards already, and he looks just so good. And these helmets look amazing. Love the helmets. I'll open it up to you guys.
For Houston or other topic?
Houston.
I do think that they're fighting them pretty good. I don't think they're going to come back, though. That's not at all. It is very sad seeing AJ Brown though just ball out for the Eagles. It's kind of sad, hard.
Yeah,
especially since we got nothing out of it. Like we even traded that first round pick that we got for him, so it was ridiculous. Or we traded our first pick and we'll use the one on Burks who hasn't played in 4 weeks. So it's rough. Yeah, Titans have no playmakers. It's sad.
Well, I mean, in an offense that doesn't value that kind of position, can't imagine why people wouldn't want to be there. I mean, you acquire Julio Jones, and you basically ruin a Hall of Fame career with a blemish on his record.
Well, he's not doing anything in Tampa either.
No, he's hurt because you guys broke him.
Now he says he's been hurt for like the past 10 years.
You're right. I'm just clowning. Anyway.
This guy.
Do I pick up PJ Walker?
No. If you have to pick up PJ Walker, then your team's looking hot.
I have Tannehill and Malik Willis on my bench. I just dropped Willis.
I'm first in all of my leagues, and there's 2 leagues where I have Patrick Mahomes, and they're on bye week. So I was just like, I'm gonna gamble, and if I lose, I'll lose. But I put in Malik Willis, and he got me 1.1 points. Yeah. And if I would have started like any other average quarterback, I would have won.
Well,
I lost by like 10, 15 points.
I literally have Jimmy G, Saquon, Noah Brown, George Pickens, and Pat Freiermuth all on bye weeks right now.
Ow.
Yeah, I didn't realize they all had the same bye week.
Yeah, I was bad about that.
That's part of my draft schedule or strategy is like to make sure not everybody's on the same bye week. Mills out here scrambling for a first. I'll take it.
Mills is quick.
I have a lot of Chiefs and I have a lot of Bills because they get so much volume. And whenever those weeks, like those are the weeks I lost in fantasy. I usually have lost 2 games in a lot of my leagues, and it's on Chiefs bye weeks and Bills bye weeks. So it's rough, but I'm ready for the playoffs already.
I feel you. Well, we're coming up on the final minutes here. So, Isaiah, do the Jags win or lose? If so, by how much?
I'm going to say we win because the Raiders suck. What up? Oh, you're good. You just said about over there somewhere. Sorry. Thank you. I'm going to say we're going to win by 14. because if it's a 1-score game, we're not fucking winning. 10 plus, because we're not getting a fucking dub unless it's 10 plus. Like we cannot win 1-score games. We have lost every single game within 1 score. I'm just 10 plus. We're winning.
Okay. Blake, Titans winning, losing, if so, by how much?
Tannehill plays, I think it could be a 3 or 4 point swing either way. I think it's a 1v1 score, but Titans, they tend to win 1-score games with Vrabel. So if it is a 1-score game, I like the Titans' chances. If Malik Willis plays, I'm going to say the Chiefs by 15.
Okay.
I think it'd be a beatdown.
Colts, Patriots. Who's winning? If so, by how much?
Patriots by enough points, because down to Colts.
Okay.
Patriots by 20.
I hope Patriots put up a 60 on them. That would be cool.
Oh yeah.
All right.
63-7.
Well, again, we're in the final minute and a half here, so ladies and gentlemen, you need to hit the like and subscribe button. We are in the hunt for 1,000. We are currently 883 away. So make our wishes come true and expand our hearts by expanding our subscriber count. As you can tell, Isaiah is wearing his new AFC South show merch.
That was so unintentional, but it worked.
Tri-blend tank top, real comfortable. Blake's got his long sleeve on. I'm not repping anything, but I am.
You are Curtis, though. You're always repping the brand.
Yeah, you are Curtis of the Curtis Podcast Network.
So, thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys for watching, and be good people.